Hello, this is Yoga Tamsa Yoga Channel. My name is Tamsa Allman. I am a 200-hour certified yoga instructor working towards my 500 hours specializing in yoga therapy. Today will be a basic vinyasa flow. So if you'll just find yourself in a comfortable seat, legs can be crossed any way you want, depending on how often you practice. We'll take our hands either face down or face up. Maybe you want to connect your index finger and thumbs together and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, open your mouth, exhale, and then just close your eyes, cutting off the outside external distractions and bringing your attention, your focus inside. This is the pranayama part of class, or the breath work. We also practice concentrating on one thing, that one thing being your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose, begin to just feel your lungs, get the sensation of your body expanding, creating space. As you focus on your breath, you might find thoughts coming into your mind of who knows what these days. Just let them go on through. Continue to breathe and refocus on that breath. As you inhale, feel your lungs, your rib cage expand front to back, side to side. Let your belly expand as you sip in just a little more air. And then as you exhale, your abs contract, press against that diaphragm, it contracts and the air goes out. Imagine the space between your ribs and your hips lengthening as you get long and create space in your body. You might want to take it to an unagi or ocean breath, kind of constricting the back of your throat, creating sort of a ha sound inside your head. Bring those fingertips to the mat in front of you. You can keep your eyes closed and reach as far out in front of you as you can. Allowing your hips to tip forward, lift your belly, and create some room for you to reach a little farther out. As you do, maybe your forehead touches the mat, maybe it doesn't matter. Imagine keeping those sit bones grounded. Feel the pull of gravity through the mat, keeping you secure and present in your own body. Walking those hands far away to the right, sit bones grounded, lengthen through that left side. Lengthen your spine, reach your chin out past your knee. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then come through the center and over to the left. Lengthen through that right side body. Maybe you notice one side's a little tighter than the other. Keeping those sit bones grounded, lengthening through your spine. Walk your hands through the center and then come up to a sitting position and bring those hands to your sides. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Bend your elbows and hold on to your opposite elbows. Lengthening the space between your ribs and your hips. Bring your upper arms back behind your ears, or as close to your ears as you can get. And then let your shoulder blades kind of flatten against your upper back. Inhale, exhale, and lean over toward one side. Lift your belly and just circle around from the waist up. Continually bringing those arms back behind your ears or close to them as you can. And notice how you open up through the shoulders, across your chest. Get a little back bend in that upper spine. And then reverse the circle once you've gotten a couple of rotations. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice how your core is automatically activated when you do this. Bringing yourself back to the center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms come down. Reach up with that right arm. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, up and over. Long through the waist. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, up and over. Grounding those sit bones to the mat. And then rise back up. Hands come to your sides. Inhale, exhale, reach out in front of you and pull yourself up to your tabletop position. Now you want your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread those hands wide. Grip the mat, specifically with your thumb and pinky. Trying to create some tension across the palm of your hand. Firm up your arms. Now depending on your elbows, they may rotate all the way around to the front or they may face each other. You might want to adjust your hands so that your index fingers are more facing forward so that your elbows face straight ahead. Or you might want to take your thumbs or your middle finger straight ahead, depending on how it feels best on your arms, how they're attached together into your skeleton. Inhale, drop your chest, bring your shoulder blades, lift your shoulder blades to your spine. Lift the crown of your head and tail to the ceiling. Take a deep breath for cow. And then exhale and lift up belly button to your spine. Separate those shoulder blades and drop your head and tail towards the mat. Go through a couple of cat-cows at your own pace. Inhale through cow. Exhale through cat. Warming up your body for your practice. You might want to take your hips side to side. Circle them around. Maybe drop a little lower toward your heels. Whatever works best for you to prepare your body for your practice. Once we come back to that tabletop position, let's take our right leg out to the side, toes up to the ceiling. Rotate those toes upward, noticing some length in your inner thigh. Drop that hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Then rotate the foot forward, sole of your foot to the mat. And inhale, exhale, open wide with that right arm. Lengthen through, just like someone's got you by the hand, lifting you out of your shoulders. Inhaling, exhaling, bring it back down. Knee comes in. Inhale through cow, exhale through cat. And then extend that left leg out to the side. Toes to the ceiling, getting a little length on your inner thigh. And then rotate forward and press the sole of the foot to the floor. Inhale, exhale for gate here. Reach to the ceiling through those fingertips, get long, and then bring it back down. Knee comes in. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's slide that right hand out in front. Bringing your elbow close to your rib cage and your sit bones up to the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here. Lift your lower abs, suck them in, and create some space in that lower back. Inhale back up through the center. Exhale, slide your left arm out. Chin, chest towards the mat. Lift that belly. Stick those sit bones to the ceiling. Inhaling, exhaling, and bring it back up. If you've got issues with your shoulders, just take that arm out at a different angle. Find a position that works best for you. Inhaling again. Maybe this time you want to add a twist and thread the needle. Bring the side of your head and your shoulder towards the mat. Sit bones lifted. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And and rise back up. Let's inhale through cow and exhale through cat. And reach the left arm out. Thread the needle with the right arm up under your armpit. Shoulder to the floor, side of your head. Breathe in deep. Lift that belly. And then rise back up. Coming back to your tabletop position, let's tuck those toes. Ground our hands into the mat. Grip it like you're creating a little suction cup in the palm of your hands. And then lift up, hovering your knees above the mat. Activating that core. Know that your lat muscles, your latissimus dorsi muscles are part of that core. Imagine feeling them wrap around your rib cage and then engaging the arms and having a sturdy base as your belly lifts up. Inhale, exhale. Let's rise up to our first down dog. Now you want to spread those fingers wide, grip the mat, create that suction cup, and imagine lifting yourself up out of your arms, out of your shoulders. If you're really loose in the lower back, you might want to round it a little. Round that tailbone, really lift your lower abs. Maybe your heels are nowhere near the floor, that's okay. You might want to bend your knees. Inhaling, exhaling. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do a little exercise here. Walk your feet about 1 footprint closer to your hands, and then another to strengthen and start to get in touch with those really low abs. So lift your belly and bring 1 toe at a time to touch the back of your wrists. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you have to bend your knees, that's okay. Activating the really low core muscles. And breathe deep for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then walk it back into that down dog position. Maybe you're feeling like your hands are tired. We might take it down to a dolphin pose with your forearms on the mat. You can angle your arms at a different way if you need to, depending on how they're attached to your skeleton. Inhale, exhale, press back up to that down dog position. Let your head hang heavy, gaze back between your calves. Lift those low abs and just breathe deep. Inhaling, exhaling, let's lift that right leg up and bring it between your hands. Drop your left knee, rise up, inhale, exhale, goal post your arms and just sink into that pose, opening up the entire front side of your body. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach up, hands to the mat, lift up in your forward fold. You might want to relax your knees. Maybe your knees are really bent. Maybe your hands are nowhere near the floor. That's okay. You could take them to your shins or just dangle them above the floor. Keep your knees bent, whatever you want to do. Let's hang here a moment and walk your hands around to the right side. Bend your right knee, straighten that left leg, pressing your hip back towards the back wall. Getting as long as you can through that right side. Maybe you want to reach up with through that left side. Reach up with your right arm. Maybe wrap it around your waist, open up the shoulder. Inhale, exhale, bring it back down, come through the center. Around to the left, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Maybe you do your little twist here. Arm back. And back through. Breathe in, breathe out. Then we'll take a half lift or a flat back. So we inhale, lift, exhale, fold, sweep those arms out and up, palms come together, inhale, exhale to Tadasana or mountain pose. So now here we are in our mountain pose with our feet grounded to the mat. Soles, the big toe joint, little toe joint, and your heel grounded. Pull those legs up, maybe lift through the abs. Firm up your glutes and let your arms open up to the side as you stand tall, grounded. Take a deep breath. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive over. Step back. into your first plank position. Okay, so here you can modify this. You can be in your full-on plank position, or you can bring your knees to the mat. In a modified chaturanga, it's knees, elbows bend in, chin, chest, and then we come through to our little cobra. Inhale here, exhale, meet me back in down dog. You could bend your knees and tuck your toes and just lift yourself up and back. Inhale, exhale, lift that left leg up behind you. Inhale, exhale, bring the foot between your hands. Rise up, interlace your fingers, take them on the back of your head. Open up your chest. And then inhale, reach to the mat, exhale. Lift up to your forward fold position. Let's go a little deeper here. Take your first two fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Your knees might be really bent, that's okay. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale and pull with your arms as you lift your sit bones to the ceiling and you glue your belly to your thighs, your chest to your knees. Your head comes through your arms if possible, towards your shins, and the crown of your head is going towards your feet. Your weight is toward the balls of your feet. Give it 3 deep breaths. Lift those low abs, suck them in. Give some room for your pelvis to tip forward. And when you've gotten the fullest expression of that pose, release your hands and just rest there a moment. And then we're going to inhale, rise up, palms come together. Exhale to Tadasana. Inhaling, exhaling, arms come up through heart center, forward fold, step back to your plank position. Now, if you don't need to modify, you can modify if you want or not. First, we're going to do 8 push-ups. Inhaling, exhaling to build that upper body strength. And then we're going to chaturanga. Remember the modification. Otherwise, you're chaturanga and up. Maybe you're into an up dog now. Inhale, exhale, meet me back in down dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Grip that mat with those hands. Lift up through your belly. Stay in that position. Then let's lift that right leg up behind us. This time we're going to open up our hips, bending the knee. Maybe you circle the knee in one direction. Maybe you reverse it. Inhale, exhale. Bring that foot between your hands and turn your back toes a little towards the upper corner of your mat. Rise up to warrior one and press into the back heel, into your back heel and into your big toe. Lift your abs. Don't worry so much about where your hips are going. If they turn to the front, great. If not, it's okay. Turn that rib cage to the front and reach up. Lift through the abs. Inhale, exhale. We're going to push into our back heel and bring our chest forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach forward. And then inhale, rise up, and we'll tip forward onto that standing leg and lift the back leg for warrior three. Your leg doesn't have to be very high. It doesn't even have to get to parallel to the floor. Whatever works for you. Just find balance. Find some balance there. And then drop back into that warrior one. Inhale, exhale, reach to the mat and step forward to your forward fold. This time, let's go a little deeper. Take our hands, turn them over. So you're gonna bring your feet up onto your hands. You're standing on the palms of your hands. Your toes are touching the inside of your mat, of your wrists. Your knees might be really bent, that's okay. Inhale, flat back, exhale, pull with your arms, lift your sit bones to the ceiling, and really get that belly to your thighs, your chest to your knees. your face to your shins, the crown of your head towards the floor. Inhale, exhale. And when you reach the fullest expression of this pose for you, let go of those hands and just hang there a second. Inhale, exhale. Relax your knees, sweep those arms out and up, rise up, palms come together, reach back, way back. Exhale to Tadasana. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's sweep those arms up, swan dive over, step back to your plank position, and this time we'll throw in some side planks. So we're gonna roll to the right, fingertips up to the ceiling. You can modify this. Take your knee to the mat and just stay on your knees. Or you can stay up here. We're gonna go through the center to a plank here, and then over to the other side, to the side plank. Now, so you've got a couple of ways to do it. You can do it here, knees, 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 knees. Or you can be up, up, up. And to make it even more fun, you can reach up, come through the center, push up, and over to the other side. Center, push up, side. Yeah. Any way you want to do it. Easy, hard, challenge, not, whatever works for you. One more time. And then come through that center plank, chaturanga and vinyasa through, and meet me back in down dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Take that left leg up to the ceiling, open up your hips, circle the knee in one direction, maybe reverse it. Extend that leg, bring it forward. Turn your right toes up toward the upper corner. Lift up, pressing those feet in opposite directions on the mat. So you're pushing into your right heel, big toe, into the foot in front. Make sure you can see your big toe. Lift your abs. Reach up. Inhale, exhale, lean forward. With that chest, get long. Push into that back foot, knife edge of the foot. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and then come forward onto that right leg or left leg. Find balance. And then drop back into your warrior one. Inhale, exhale, reach the mat. Lift up to your forward fold. Inhale, exhale, sweep those arms out and up, rise up, reach back, way back, exhale. To Tadasana. All right, let's start from here, okay? We'll be facing the front of your mat. You're gonna drop your left foot back to warrior one. Inhale, exhale, lift that belly. And let's reach forward into our warrior three. Yeah. And then bend the knee and come up to a knee to the front. And practice our balance here. Lift those abs. Lengthen, try to straighten that leg behind you. And then bend the knee and bring it up to the front. And notice what your balance is doing today. And then one more time, we'll drop that foot back, rise up to warrior one, and open up into warrior two. So now we have our left foot parallel to the short end of the mat, pushing into that right foot, pressing the knee back so we can see our big toe. Lift your belly and tuck your hips. Let your tail kind of drop. Pushing the feet into the floor actively firms up those legs, firms up the abductor. Lift through your abs. Make your arms strong. Palm up. Inhale, exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, exhale. And again, inhale, exhale. And then rise up and reach forward one more time. And then straighten that right leg to your reverse triangle. And reach through your right fingertips. Lift those abs. Push the feet into the mat. And notice how your hips automatically line up where they're supposed to be. And then as we lift up and we just tip over into triangle, that left hip presses back towards your back wall. And then you open up a little bit through the ribs. Notice that your spine twists just from below that first thoracic vertebra, not in the lower spine at all. Lift your abs, and this hand rests on your shin. Maybe you pretend like someone's got you by the left hand and they're lifting you up so your shoulders automatically kind of line up. And then maybe you tip a little farther forward. Maybe you don't. It's okay. Reach through those fingertips. Inhale, exhale. And then let's bend that knee and go into a side angle, or reaching the arm over by your ear. Lift your core. Again, pushing into the heel of that back foot and the big toe so you firm up your glutes. You've got a solid base, and you lengthen through the front side. Reach out. Maybe this hand comes to the mat. Maybe this one comes back up and around your waist, and then your right arm could wrap up underneath your right thigh, and you get into that bind. Inhale, exhale. You could straighten your leg here. You don't have to. Maybe you want to. And then reach down over towards that right corner or left corner. Inhale, exhale. So now we're lengthening through that inner thigh. And then let's walk our hands in and come to our straddle position. So your feet are parallel to the short ends of your mat. You're tipping forward at the hip. Your weight is forward in the balls of your feet, so your sit bones are up towards the ceiling. If you feel like you're going to tip over, that's correct. You're not going to tip over, but you should feel that way. And then let's hold on to the knife edges of our feet and inhale, lift for that half lift. Your sit bones the thigh bones internally rotate so your sit bones stick up. And you lengthen through your spine, lift through your belly, and then pull with your arms, bringing that crown of your head towards the mat. Now, if you have an inversion here, a headstand, you could do it. You could let your head touch the mat. Maybe your hands are in line with your feet, and you just lift those hips up. You're like in a little tripod, and then your legs just come off the floor. Maybe you want to practice bringing your knees to your triceps, and then try to get them up. And take a few breaths here. And whenever you're ready, you'll come back down, and we'll all take our hands to our hips and lift up so that we become parallel to the floor, and then rise all the way up. Inhale, arms up, exhale, and return to that warrior two. Inhale, exhale, come to a high lunge. Reach for the mat, lift up. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Let's take a vinyasa, chaturanga, and vinyasa through, and meet me back in down dog. Lift out of those hands. Lift that belly, let those heels sink towards the mat. Maybe drop your elbows to dolphin. And press back up. And walk those hands, those feet in to meet your hands. Inhale, exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Rise up, reach back. and exhale to Tadasana. So now we're going to drop our right leg back into our warrior one position. Inhaling, exhaling, pushing into that heel and the big toe, and then tip forward into that warrior three, where your leg can be parallel, but it might not be. And then we bend the knee and rise up, lift through that belly, find balance, take it back to warrior three, and then drop it back into warrior one and open up for warrior two. So now our right foot's parallel to the short end of the mat. Firm up those arms. Press that knee back so you see your big toe. Push your feet in opposite directions. Palm up. Inhale, exhale, peaceful warrior. Get long. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, exhale. This time, straighten that leg. Reach up through your fingertips. Firm up those legs. Notice how your hips automatically line up. Your rib cage opens up. You get long, and then you lift up and tip over as you press that hip back towards the back wall, and then lengthen through your arms like someone's got you by the hand, and your shoulders lift up. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you sink a little lower. Notice all the little sensations going on. And then bend that knee for your side angle. Maybe reach through the arm over by your ear and lift your belly. Maybe you can touch the floor. Maybe you do a bind here, wrapping that arm around your waist. Left arm up under your thigh. Hold on to your fingers and open up to the ceiling. Maybe you straighten your leg. Maybe bend it back. And then we rise back up to warrior two. And we're going to pivot around to the front so you're in your high lunge. So in our high lunge here, let's reach to the mat and lift up. And just hang here for a second. Let's heel toe those feet to the outside edges of the mat. Drop those hips for your yoga squat and straighten. Bend and straighten. And then drop your hips. Lift your chest. Press the insides of your triceps against those knees. Palms come to heart center. That gives you some leverage to open up your chest. And imagine lengthening your spine from the tail to the crown of your head. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's interlace our fingers, and you're going to squeeze your sit bones together and lift up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale last time, exhale, and hold. And I know some people are going to want to practice their crow. So, hands to the mat. If you want to practice it, they come to the mat. Your elbows are in, not out, okay? And then you place your knees way up high on your triceps. So hands flat, knees, elbows back, knees up high, face comes over the mat. Lift your belly and really lift yourself out of the floor. And when you've had enough of that, take those legs down. Maybe step back into a plank if you want. And then bring your right leg forward and let's get low into a lizard, okay? So now we can have our lizard pose. Let's move our mat. You want the knee outside your shoulder. So here, there. Maybe it doesn't go there easily. You may need to open up your foot or kind of move around, get some space, and just shoot for getting those forearms to the mat. Now, hang wherever you find is where you need to hang, okay? If you're pretty stretchy and this is not a big deal, you're almost flat to the floor, maybe you want to move that right foot out in front and get your knee up over your shoulder. Loop your right arm around and on top of your foot, and take the left one here and let your forehead rest on the mat. Take a few breaths. Just stay there. Let gravity and the weight of your body take you into that stretch. And then bring your hands out and walk the foot back in if you moved it. Maybe you need a little more of that front side opening, which is fine. It's sufficient where you are. You could twist, reach up, maybe even bring that foot up. Whatever you feel like you need. And then we'll get our pigeon pose, where we bring that foot across the mat. So now you've got your shin across the front side of your body. It could be parallel to the short end of your mat, but it doesn't have to. Maybe bring your heel a little closer. I do believe, excuse me, that you need to have your hips square. So, in order to be stretching the right muscle. So if your hips don't get near the floor, put a block underneath that right hip, and then you'll be able to square yourself a little more here. Or maybe it's too high, maybe you want to roll a towel, whatever you want to do. Find your way into a sleeping pigeon with your arms out in front. And again, let gravity do the work. And maybe you want to add to it and thread the needle, bringing your shoulder and the side of your head towards the mat. Maybe even wrapping that right arm around your waist, finding your foot. Really opening up that hip. And then come back through the center, lift your chest, and then pick yourself up and take your legs mat width apart, knees mat width apart, toes touch, drop back into that child's pose just for a moment before we get the other side. And you can do any number of things with your arms here. Maybe you want to just rest your forehead on the heels of your hands. Maybe you want to do a reverse prayer with your hands. Maybe you want to lay them back over your thighs. Whatever feels like what you need, that's what I want you to do. And then bring those hands back around, lift yourself up, and let's reverse that and take the left foot forward, okay? Into that lizard position. So again, we work ourselves into that position. You could push the knee out, or maybe you want to rock forward and back, whatever you need to do to get down there. You can even use your blocks here to raise the floor, you know, and help yourself out that way. If you're already pretty stretchy this way and you want to walk that foot forward, get it up over, the knee up over your shoulder, loop your left arm around, right hand on top, forehead to the mat, and really let gravity take your body weight into that stretch. Breathe deep. And then once again, coming up, maybe you feel like you need a little more of a quad stretch. You can reach back, grab that foot. And then take it to your pigeon on the left side. Lift your chest Bring it forward and sleep it out. Thread the needle if you're feeling it. Maybe wrap that arm around your waist. Grab your foot. Rest here. And back around, lift your chest. And from here, let's swing that right leg up forward, and we'll get our boat pose, Navasana, and our bridge, and then we'll take a Shavasana. So, as we sit up tall, this is how I teach it. This is my Tam's is yoga. So we inhale. Taking from Pilates, close that rib cage, pull your belly button to your spine, and really pull everything tight. So now you've shortened the space between your ribs and your hips. Now we try to lengthen up while keeping this tight. If you can't lengthen your spine yet and still maintain this control, go ahead and just keep it tight, you know? And then maybe touch your toes towards the mat. Maybe you lift them up. Maybe your hands can come out in front. Maybe you need to hold on. Maybe you want your hands behind you. You could do any number of things. You might want to extend your legs, pull those up. Now really lengthen. Maybe we lower and then crunch it back up. Extend and lift back up. Just like you could fold in half. Reach. And hold, and we'll bring that right leg in, roll back. We're gonna bring our chest to our leg. So crunch for 2 and lift for 2. Try to straighten your legs completely out. Squeeze your sit bones up, 2, and then let's lift a straight leg. So if you're really flexible, try not to bring the leg to your body, but bring your body to your leg. Up and up. And then we'll do a little yoga bicycle, taking our hands behind our head and twist and twist. And you might reach outside that leg, way around. Maybe you can look back towards the back wall. I can't do that, but maybe you can. And up and up. Good. Let's do 4. And 3, and 2, and 1, and let it go. Knees in, maybe rock side to side. Maybe roll forward and back on your spine. Whatever works best for you. Roll like a ball. Whatever you want. Then take your feet flat to the floor, heels close to your glutes. For your bridge, your feet are hip width apart. So we have fascia all over our body. That's the big word lately, but it's true. That's what holds you together, keeps you from being a puddle of mush on the floor. When you lift up into a back bend, it's hard to, it may be more difficult for some people keeping your feet flat because it's breaking that line in the fascia. You can't, it's not going to completely release. So when you lift up, you might find lifting your heels, opening up that fascia from the front, lets you lift your hips, then drop your heels. Roll those shoulders up underneath you. Press the big toe joint into the floor. Maybe you put your hands on the insides of your ankles to help get some leverage at keeping everything tight, so that you can lift up with those glutes, open up across the front side. You might interlace your fingers and pull your knuckles towards in the same direction as your toes. Take a few deep breaths there. And of course, if you have a full-on back bend, go ahead and do it. And then we're going to roll back through. Take your feet mat width apart and windshield wiper those legs. And then bring your knees into your chest, hug them in a reclined child's pose. Maybe you do a happy baby, holding on to your feet, rock it out. Whatever works for you. And then I want you to extend your legs out over the mat. Flatten those shoulder blades against your upper back. Palms to the ceiling, take a deep breath. Close your eyes and allow yourself this pose of complete stillness, Shavasana. And let your practice settle in. Inhaling and exhaling. Just imagine a warm light of energy starting at the top of your head and radiating down across your forehead, relaxing your muscles in your face, the muscles in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, the muscles down your spine, to your lower back, your chest, your belly, your hips, your thighs, your hamstrings, quads, calves, feet, toes. Let your practice settle in. Visualize all the cells in your body as strong. You have a clear flow of energy, nothing blocking the way. Set an intention to be mindful about everything that you do, particularly to yourself. Practice this self-care. What am I going to feed myself? What am I going to drink? What words am I going to speak? How am I going to touch other people? How am I going to help myself? In yoga, one of the yamas is ahimsa, which is nonviolence. And it doesn't just mean the obvious, it means to ourselves. So when we go and we throw garbage food in our body, or we drink too much, or we don't sleep enough, or, we're always going, we're not being kind to ourselves at all. And then we have a short temper and we have a tendency to lash out at others, which is not practicing nonviolence either. So maybe today that's the word for the day, ahimsa, nonviolence. How can I treat myself better? Bringing your knees into your chest and rolling onto your side up to a sitting position. Bring your hands back to heart center, closing your eyes for one last time. Feeling good and better than before. Taking one last deep breath. Inhale, fill your lungs, grateful to be able to move in this way. Exhale. And namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a fabulous day.